Yeah.
Good afternoon,
Oops.
everyone, and thank you so much for attending this webinar. And for the first part, we will be discussing the core mission team's latest initiative, which is the For Her Digital World tool. So I will just share my screen and present. Thank you. So first, let's give a backgrounder. How did this initiative start? It started with asking the question, how do we adapt and continue girl guiding or girl scouting during difficult times? So ever since the pandemic, it has been so hard to hold gatherings, to hold physical activities. So we had this worry that there might be a threat that guiding could stop. And with that, the bond and the progress between the Girl Scouts and the Girl Guides might also be compromised. So the second question is it possible to stay connected with both local and global sisters in girl guiding and girl scoutings in times of physical distancing? So we have been inspired by other initiatives, and the solution that we have come up with is to bring girl guiding and girl scouting in an online space. So, For Her Digital World has 5 components. The first 3 components will be mainly about tips, and then this would be tips on bringing girl guiding and girl scouting online, tips on hosting online meetings, and tips on staying safe online. The components about sharing, exchange, and interaction are the components where our MOs come in. So these components would be ideas from around the world and hashtag Positivity Patrol, which is Wagg's newest weekly leadership challenge series. So later, we will have a live navigation of the website so we can see how each of these components look like. Now let's go to the first component, which is bringing girl guiding and girl scouting online. So in that page, there are a lot of tips, but those tips can be summarized into just 9 general tips. So the first one is to, of course, host or join an online meeting for your group. Second one, create or add to an online sharing space for your group. So this is a space for your group to continue collaborating. And then host or join an online campfire. So last time there has been this very amazing online campfire hosted by the World Centers. We have seen that most of you have attended those. So activities such as those help us continue the guiding spirit despite COVID. And then we could also have share or complete weekly activities and challenges. So, for example, the Positivity Patrol. Share or watch videos of activities to complete at home. Complete a daily act of kindness. So, who says that even if we're stuck at home, we can't do a good turn daily? The challenge for ourselves is to continue the promise and law by doing good turns daily. And then share your favorite girl guiding and girl scouting memory. So you could say, throwback. I remember 10 years ago, I was a girl guide and now, something like that. And share what girl guiding and girl scouting means to you and meet online with your group. Now let's go to hosting online meetings tips. So these have been summarized into 9 tips again. So the first, read the do's and don'ts during online meetings. So in that web page, we have put there the do's and don'ts during online meetings. Make sure that you have secured the consent of all participants, especially for the minors, and then send clear instructions on how to join your meeting. And then of course we cannot expect everyone to be on the same pace. Like, we can't expect everyone to have the same internet connections, have the same facilities. So check with your group. Check if everyone's microphones, videos, and internet connections are working, so we know which adjustments we could make. And then make a list of materials you need to use during your meeting and share it to your members. And keep track of time. We could have a clear agenda and set a time for each discussion. So in the website, you would also see a template, an example of an agenda that we have uploaded there. Ask your members what activities they love, and then think about how you could bring this online. And then invite members to turn on their camera. So this creates a sense of being connected if you can see each other, if they are comfortable to do it, and regularly ask if there are any questions. And then next one is staying safe online tips. So we know that we some associations, or if not, your association has policies and procedures, including its child protection policies. So it's very, very important to know about those things and to follow them. Even if this is an online space, there are still threats which could happen. So it's important for us to know those policies and, if need be, review those policies so we can adjust them for the online space. And then the next one, consider the privacy of your participants when sharing meeting invites. So don't post it in a public space. And then get everyone's consent before recording the meeting. Document information, and then be careful with what you post online. Make sure it's aligned to your association's codes of conduct, promise, and law and values. And make sure there is adult supervision, and then document and report comments that are offensive and alarming. Of course, we cannot control the online space, especially if it's a public space. So we encourage you to please document and report. And then choose the most appropriate platform to use. So, for example, if you don't need much comments, you could choose something which is not so public. And then if you decide to use a hashtag, be careful that it is not too generic and it's appropriate for you to use if ever anyone has used the hashtag before. Now let's go to the components which involve MOs. So the first one is ideas from around the world. This is where MOs will share their ideas. So here's a screenshot of how it looks like. Now, for the ideas from around the world, that is a space for our member organizations to share. And as Chempaka announced, we have three member organizations who will be um, sharing their amazing initiatives to us later. But the interesting things we've found so far, some member organizations have done TV shows, Girl Guides TV. Some member organizations have hosted virtual campfires and online talent shows. Some organizations have come up with guidelines for scouts with special needs. Some organizations found a way to let their members tour an online museum. And then something that has gone viral was I Am One Voice, which is a virtual choir. So, and then Hi, how are you? Is an initiative which consists of the psychological test DAS, which measures depression, anxiety, and stress for their members. So this is actually an initiative of that member organization to help their members understand how they are feeling, and then connect them to the authorities, the professionals, if ever, so that they could ask help. And then we also have storybooks and comics. This is from external organizations called WASH United and the United Nations Interagency Standing Committee, which discusses how to fight COVID-19 for adolescents and children. Now, if you're interested, I am sure that most of you here have interesting things to share as well. And we really, really encourage you to submit so that we could also feature you to our website. Now, if you want to submit, here are the rules. before we approve the activity. So if the answer to any of the questions below is no, unfortunately, the activity should be reviewed before being submitted to us. So is it written or published by a Wagggs member or Wagggs MO? If the activity has been created by individuals, has it been approved by your MO? Does it contain obvious fake news or incorrect information about the coronavirus? Does the resource follow our non-formal education methodology? Is it real, relevant, exciting, accessible, and learner-led? Has the activity taken into account cultural and socio-economic diversity and sensitivity? And are the resources needed realistically obtainable to girls in the current circumstances? So if your answers to all of the question are yes, submit it to Rupa and put in CC my email address and the email address of the core mission team, which is leadingforherworld@wags.org. And then we go to the next component, which is Positivity Patrol. So Positivity Patrol is the 10-week leadership challenge of WAGs. So the overall goal of Positivity Patrol is for Girl Guides and Girl Scouts around the world to be a positivity patrol, to make a difference in their lives and the lives of others. With so much negativity right now, we hope Girl Guides and Girl Scouts around the world can be part of this positivity patrol. So basically, it's one challenge per week over the course of 10 weeks, but challenges will come every 2 weeks. So 2 challenges per 2 weeks. And then the official hashtag is hashtag positivity patrol. And each weekly challenge has another hashtag linked to the outcome. So this is actually something that's based on the WAG's 10 leadership outcomes. So this is an opportunity for our MOs to learn more and practice the 10 leadership outcomes. So there are two options in the website. You can download the full activity pack or you can come back weekly. So in the lower right, that's the badge for the Positivity Patrol. So this is the preview of the Positivity Patrol full activity pack. All right. So it's website navigation time. All right. And I will just share my screen. All right. Please let me know if you are now seeing the browser, the website. Champaka? Yeah, okay. Now, this is what the website looks like. So this is the homepage. So we have here the 5 components that I have discussed a while ago. So here is actually the summary of what's it about. And then now let's go for the tips to stay connected. So basically, the 9 things I've summarized a while ago, these are those 9 tips. But if you need something to share with your group, something that's more simplified, just click this link. So each page for the tip contains something that is simplified. So that is also the case for online safety. It contains the tips, and then you can download the summary of the tips below. The hosting an online meeting, I've mentioned a while ago that that we have the do's and don'ts. So you can find the do's and don'ts here. And then the ideas from around the world. So ideas from around the world, this is the space where you can be featured if ever you decide to share. So just one point of caution, I would want to flag this to everyone. Since our website and the browser may have functionalities which are not in tune with each other, we can encounter things like this, where the text is cut. So the solution for that is to just zoom out, and then you can see the full text. So if anything gets cut, just zoom out and then you can see the full text because some of them have really long explanations. And then the Positivity Patrol. So this is the 10-week leadership challenge. I have mentioned a while ago that we have two options. We could download the full set of Positivity Patrol challenges, and it looks like this. So it's a resource pack, a 7-page resource pack. And you could also come back every week. So the thing about coming up every week is that every week we are going to post social media assets, which you can post on Instagram stories, on Facebook stories. So um, maybe next week we will be uploading week 3, and you can use these things coming from Wagggs to post. So far, those that is the latest initiative from the core mission team and the girl experience team, which is digital guiding. We hope that after this introduction, we will have more interactions from our MOs, and we hope we have given you ideas to use on how to use the website and inspiration from ideas from around the world. So thank you so much. Back to you,